Hello everyone, today we will be breaking down the Witcher Season 2 script page that Netflix released during their Witchmas promotion. I'm going to read it and explain what's happening in the scene and where it is going to lead. Spoiler for this episode ahead. Exterior, abandoned mountain village night. Under moonlight, a merchant, Colin Coppercloth, leads a wagon carrying his daughter and wife, Kira and Mina, through a dark and dense forest. They approach a small village. Geralt, voiceover. You dogged my every footstep, but struck down others I passed on my way. Why? The merchant walks through the broken gates of a tiny village into a still and snowy square. No lights in any windows, doors left open, no footprints in the snow, utter silence. Mina. Why is it so quiet? Coppercloth walks to the end of the square and stands in front of the inn. Its doors and windows shuttered. Coppercloth. Hello? I'm in need of lodgings for the night. In response to silence. I'm a merchant, I can pay. A scream. He turns to see his wife missing from the cart and his daughter screaming, covered in blood. Coppercloth continued. Kira! He runs towards the carriage. Something whips through the square in a flurry of snow, ripping him away into darkness. His death roar cuts short. Geralt, voiceover. I was meant to end up alone, wasn't I? So I'd finally begin to be afraid. The shocked girl stares into the darkness and hears the sound of flesh being rent apart, bones cracking, suckling. She jumps from the cart and starts to run towards the only sign of life she can see, a Prussian-style mansion on a side of a hill overlooking the village, with one light burning inside. Kira, help! Help me, someone! This script page is leading into the Nivellen story from the first book, The Last Wish. They have confirmed this will be in Season 2 and that they have already cast the actor to play Nivellen, Kristofer Hivju, who played Tormund Giantsbane in Game of Thrones. Basically, the Nivellen story is a darker version of Beauty and the Beast. Nivellen was a normal man to begin with, but was cursed for unjust deeds. He now is described to look like a giant bear. He has some magical abilities. The mansion he lives in listens to him. He can light torches by just waving his hand. He can make all the doors and shutters shut by saying a spell. He can make inanimate objects move. He can also conjure up things, such as water and food. A woman is living with Nivellen as well. Her name is Verena. She does not speak English and does not eat human food, according to what Nivellen tells Geralt in the book. Verena is the one who is attacking the merchant and his family from the script. Nivellen and Geralt both believe that she is a Rusalka or a nymph because of her features having black hair and being very beautiful. A Rusalka is pretty much the lake version of the Dryads who we saw in Season 1. They are exclusively female and try to convert human girls to become Rusalkai. Though Geralt would later find out by meeting Verena face to face that she is a Bruxa instead, which is much, much worse than a Rusalka. A Bruxa is a very powerful type of vampire that takes on the appearance of a dark-haired young woman. They are extremely agile and strong and have very sharp claws. In the book, Geralt sees a flock of birds circling over something which leads Geralt to a dead armorer and his wife. Geralt continues down this path until he sees a manor where he meets Nivellen. From the script, it seems that Geralt doesn't just happen to come across this like in the book. Geralt says, You dogged my every footstep, but struck down others I passed on my way. I was meant to end up alone, wasn't I? So I'd finally begin to be afraid. So it sounds like someone hired him to deal with what is killing people in the woods, and they are leading him to a place where they can have the advantage. So if this is the route they are going with it, Geralt was probably hired to deal with Nivellen, believing he is the one who is killing the people in the woods. The girl, Kira, from the script is not in the books. I'm not sure how they plan to use her. She could end up dead before making it to the mansion, or Nivellen could take her in, which in the books he does tell Geralt he would take in merchant's daughters for a year. In exchange, the merchant would get a big bag of coin after the year would end. But that would be a bit confusing since the Bruxa is the one who killed her parents and is also living there. So, who knows? She could end up dead, or they could maybe make it work. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Season 2 will mainly be based on the third book, Blood of Elves. Why they are including this story in Season 2 is anyone's guess. If I had to guess, it would be to replace a different monster hunting scene in Blood of Elves that took place on a boat with a rather large creature. I'm not going to say they don't have the budget for the boat contract with Geralt, but it would be a lot more complicated and expensive. They would have to build a boat and have a lot of CGI for the monster. With the Nivellen story, you can film on location, the set would be a lot less work, and you still get the desired result, Geralt on a Witcher contract. Some people have said that this is going to be the first episode, which it shouldn't be. The first episode should be of Geralt and Ciri at Kaer Morhen. That's how Season 2 should begin. I'm thinking this episode is probably more like episode 4 or 5 in Season 2. So what do you guys think so far? Are you excited for Season 2 of The Witcher? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more Witcher content, please subscribe and check out the Twitter. Link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.